Hi, I'm Phyllis. My website is southernfrugal.com. Today we're going to fix another recipe from a viewer. And this comes from Dawn Rester. And it's called Beef Ranchero. I just like that name. I really do. So what it calls for is some stew meat or a roast cut in small pieces, about 1.5 pounds. And what you want to do is dredge that in a flour mixture that's 1/3 a cup of flour, and it's got 1 tablespoon of chili powder and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now I've already done that just for the sake of time, and got my meat browned. It already smells delicious, I'll have to tell you. And so we're going to start from there. So what I've done is gone ahead and spread out my, my beef to the edge so I can put the onions in. So this is one just sort of medium onion, and she said to just sort of saute that a little bit. So this is the stewed beef, and I rolled it and really shook it in the flour, the chili powder, and I didn't use pepper, and the garlic powder. And so we went ahead and browned it. That did take a little while, so I had to use my metal spatula. That's part of the reason I just decided to do that part off camera, since some people have a real problem with the squeaky sound that makes. So now we're just going to saute the onion around just a little bit in there. And I will leave her exact recipe with her comment right down below in the Show More section of the video. And I've already got my rice cooking, so that should be done pretty soon, maybe 20 minutes. And this should be done, she said, in about, let me just read that. She said to simmer it, cover and simmer for about 30 minutes or until the meat is tender. Now, I think my meat was kind of tender to start with for some reason. I think sometimes on that stewed beef they cut up steaks that don't sell, and you've been selling this stewed beef. I guess that's better than throwing them out, really. Okay, there's just a little bit in there. Okay, so the other thing we're going to use is some beef broth, and I just went ahead and bought some of the Great Value beef broth. I don't think I had quite 1.5 pounds of stew. I think it was about 1.33 pounds. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix those onions in with that beef now. It smells fantastic, y'all. It really does. And I have never fixed anything like this. Every time I've ever fixed chili itself, I always use just, lean hamburger. Alright, she said just saute those a little bit. Now we're going to add 2.5 cups of beef broth. Get that open. My rice almost boiled over, y'all. I have to pull out that little tab on this, so I'm going to go ahead and so we're going to start out with just 2 cups and see how that goes. Now, she did say to go ahead and add the pimentos. So this is, let's turn this around a little bit. Put that over there. So I'm adding, she didn't say what size. So let's see, this is is that 3 ounces? Can't read that. No, it's 4 ounces. Okay, I want to show y'all how I open these little cans that are always so difficult to open. I take my little can opener, that the kind that they use for bottles, used to, put it in the corner like that. Just pull it open a little bit and break the seal. There. Yeah, all right, so this is, did I say 4 or 3 ounces? No, it's 3 ounces. Okay, dump it in. Juice and all, I'm assuming. We just dump that all in. Then we're going to add the beef broth. Now, I'm not sure that I had a pound and a half of stewed beef, so I'm going to just start out with 2 cups of the beef broth. Because I do think we want this liquid to boil down some. That looks pretty, doesn't it? I think it looks very pretty. That smells fantastic. All right, so we're going to simmer this for 30 minutes or until the beef gets done. I think mine's already pretty tender, but we're going to still just follow the exact recipe. And then we're going to add, I think that's 8 ounces of sour cream. Let me see what she said. Yeah, 1 cup of sour cream. That's what we're going to do once we've simmered it for about 30 minutes. All right, y'all. Let me get my little mess where my rice boiled over a little bit. Get that cleaned up and get the rice cooked. I'm going to make us some kind of salad and figure out what to have for dessert, and we'll be back. All right, y'all. It's been 30 minutes, maybe a little more. And I think everything is done, and that beef is certainly tender. And I do think some of it was steak, y'all, I really do. Yeah, so it's boiled down pretty good, and I did only add the 2 cups of the beef broth. So now we're going to add 8 ounces of sour cream. She said to stir this in after everything's done. That's what we're going to do, 8 ounces of it. Just mix that in. Yeah, some of the beef actually just kind of came apart. That's what makes me think some of this was steak. And probably some of it was roast that they cut up in the, when steaks don't sell, I don't think they throw them out. I think they cut them up and turn them into beef stew. Yeah, that looks really, really good. Make sure I turn my burner off. All right, y'all. I'm going to taste of this for you. It smells, the den smells like this, and the kitchen, it smells like a Mexican restaurant. Hold on. So I'm going to taste of it. It's really hot now. Maybe that sour cream. Let's see if I can get a piece of that meat in there. All right, it's really hot. Yeah, that beef is falling apart. I can see maybe 5 or 6 whole pieces of beef. The rest of it is real tender. It is fantastic, y'all. Absolutely fantastic. That's what it looks like. Maybe I'll in closer. Like that. Now see, I've got some pieces of meat that stayed whole. There's a big piece right there. That meat is just super, super tender. And I don't think regular stew beef would have gotten that tender in just 30 minutes. And whatever time it took to brown it. All right, we're going to put this over some rice. And I've got a salad already fixed, and we're going to get a dessert and fix the iced tea, and we'll be back and show you what it looks like on the plate. I kid you not, it's delicious, y'all. This is definitely something we'll be having often after this. All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, y'all, here's the meal, and I can tell you this is absolutely delicious. we'll talk about that again in just a minute. But I'm having a salad, and I did some red wine vinegar, just a little bit on it rather than any kind of dressing. And this is the applesauce, and I've crumbled up some of those little things, butterscotchy things with the cornflakes in them. We're using them more as toppings than we're actually eating. And we've got our iced tea for me, and Mr. Bucky decided he wanted some lemonade, so that's some pink lemonade for him. So I decided to serve this in the bowls, mainly because I don't want one speck of it going to waste in the bottom of my plate, and I put the rice just on the side of it there. And so we are super ready to eat. Now, a big thanks to Dawn Rester and her beef ranchero, which she said that her mother got this recipe out of the paper in the 1980s, and it just is super, super good. I'm going to have to give it a AA+. All right, y'all, we will see y'all next time. Bye for now.